Hi, everybody.
It's easy to make
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, make sure I look all right. It's been a minute. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Come on in. I got some meditation music playing in the background. I almost
and respect money.
turned it off, but then I just remembered, it's good for me and it's really good for you too. So we're going to let this bring it on in as y'all come on in and join. And make sure you hit the share and subscribe button. Hit the share and subscribe button. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
My abundance growing daily.
Let me know you're in the chat. We're going to borrow from Uncle Boy since we're going live on his page as well as my own. But if you're black and it's you about that black life and you're on that B1 life, drop a B1 in the chat and cut it down because I feel like I'm yelling. Drop a B1 in the chat and get in here. We're gonna talk about Megan Thee Stallion. I'm so proud of her. It's my first live of the year during Black History Month, and I just wanted to uplift my sister while we in here this morning. So come on in, hit the B1, drop a B1. Let me know you're here with me. Let me know you're here. Okay, there it is. Okay, getting a little acclimated. So Megan Thee Stallion inks a deal. Is beef good for business? That's the topic of today's sermon. Is beef good for business? Is beef good for business? That's the question. I want y'all to let me know. Or is beef good for business? All right, we got Sherry in here. She's in here with me this morning, dropping out her B1. Is beef good for business? And I wanted to talk about that this morning because I was dealing with my own family drama. And life has been lifing for everybody. I am an attorney, Marye Dean Esquire, here at the wallstreetlawyer.com. And so people come to me with their problems, people come to me with their burdens, and which is why, and I have a gift, I have something to give. And so in all our adversity, I always say that it is always for a divine purpose. And we're going to get into that divine purpose and how that happens today by spotlighting and talking about our great own Houston sister. I'm at that H-Town. It's going down. We're going to spotlight our own Houston sister, Megan Thee Stallion. Yes, we all built like stallions in the dirty South, myself included. Girl, hush. Okay, myself included. But yes, Megan Thee Stallion inks a deal with Warner Music Group and signs a distribution deal with Warner Music Group while maintaining her independence. Let's get into it. She's found a new home and she's entered an innovative agreement with Warner Music Group while maintaining her independence. It was in December that Megan began working with Warner Music Group and utilizing the company for distribution services, which I have to say, I felt like at one point Warner Music Group hands out distribution services agreements like candy. I had a lot of people coming to me, getting those distribution deals because they don't, it's not an upfront signing bonus. So you have to put up your own money, and so a lot of those smaller artists had a harder time getting off the ground. But for an artist like Megan Thee Stallion with such a hot girl fan base already, not to mention that bombastic beef that she just got into with Little Kim, that truly put her in a unique position where a distribution deal only where she maintains her independence and all of her publishing rights. She owns every single thing. We're going to get into that. It's truly amazing. It's an amazing thing for her because she's been putting out her own stuff anyway. So shout out to Megan Thee Stallion for this deal. Within the structure of this unique partnership, and that's what everybody, sidebar, Megan went to school. She's not just a rapper who came out there rapping and song and dancing, which she started out that way. She was a lot more ratchet in the beginning, which they, shout out to those artists that do what they got to do. But I'm very happy to see that she was truly a businesswoman in her own right. She has a degree from Texas Southern University. I too have a degree, my law degree from Texas Southern University, where I learned that a lawyer who's not a social engineer is a social parasite. So shout out to me doing what I got to do, showing up with you guys here this morning, like I have committed myself to, and I'm going to be here at 10 o'clock every morning that I can be to bring you these nuggets, and so that I can just give away what God has given to me, the wisdom that I've gained through my experiences. I'm going to get into some of that. So within her unique partnership, the Houston Hottie will have access to Warner Music Group's global services, ranging from music promotion to distribution and worldwide marketing. Okay. On the music side, Megan will keep releasing tunes independently through her Hot Girl Productions label and work collectively with Warner Music Group. The deal allows the Stallion to keep ownership and control of her masters as well as her publishing. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion for inking this kind of a deal. We've heard about the stories and we read about the stories, and it's made it that narrative of our Black singers and our Black artists not getting their due right, and people eating off of them, and them not getting their masters. And when they ask for their masters back, we don't see them no more. So with all of that, standing on all of the adversity of all of those former artists, Megan Thee Stallion has come through in 2024 and leveraged the beef with Lil Kim. No, I keep saying Lil Kim. The beef with Nicki Minaj. Maybe because I don't want to believe it. Because in my era, my age, I was a Nicki Minaj fan. And I was a, Pink Friday, and I loved, Nicki came through at a time when we was missing female MCs. And she came through with the voices and the extreme personality and the extreme rap with all of the different personas, something that we hadn't really seen, a color that we haven't even really seen from our female MCs. So I was a huge fan, but so I don't really, I don't like the beef between our sisters. I'm not, can we all just get along? Is my perspective. But if you gotta have beef, if the beef keeps coming at you, no matter how many times you politely turn the other cheek, and if it keeps coming at you, how do you transmute that pain into power? I'm gonna get into that after we talk about our good sister Megan Thee Stallion. So, quote unquote, this is the beginning of an exciting new chapter of my life and career, Megan said in a statement. I'm really focused on building an empire and growing as an entrepreneur. She is hot girl. She is now. So I'm proud to take this next step in my journey and work with Max Lusada and the entire Warner Music Group team in this new capacity. I know we're going to create history together. Roc Nation will still be involved in managing the Grammy-winning rapper, separate from the new Warner agreement. So they're still managing her. All right. Okay, Warner's 300 Entertainment previously distributed Megan's music from 2018 through last November, while the rapper was entered in a dispute with former label 501 Certified Entertainment. Okay, blah 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 blah. Anyway, I digress. We got the point, Megan. You did your duck thizzle. We're proud of you. You did your duck thizzle. Let me get back over here to the chat. You did your duck thizzle. So what do you do? What do you do? How do you do that? How do you take the pain that comes at you? And so one of the things I always say, because in the Black community, we have what, $1.3 trillion spending power, if not more at this point. That's an old statistic I remember from Rick Mathis' first big major film movie, the spending in the Black community. So $1.3 trillion spending power. I think that number has increased since then. So we have accumulated at this point a massive amount of wealth. We are also innately spiritually gifted. We have a unique ability because of the melanin that is in our body to tap into universal power. We have what a real, down to earth definition is just we just got soul power. It's from a scientific level, from a spiritual level, no matter how you look at it, we have a power and a unique ability, God's fueled power. So why are we not at the top? I like to say we're on the beginning and we're on the rise as we all wake up into our power and know who we truly are. We are rising in power. Shout out to those of us who are rising in power together. And if you want to rise with me, make sure you join the Black Wall Street Revolution. I dropped the link in my description below. So make sure you join that. And so, because the revolution will not be televised, because Black wealth is critical to Black power. So that is my mission. So make sure you join the Black Wall Street Revolution. It's our Facebook group. But let's get into it. So if we have all of this success, we have all of this wealth, we have all this natural innate soul power and God-given ability. So what is truly holding us back? What is it? What's the reason in my Cardi B voice? What is the reason? What's the reason? The reason is because we are our own worst enemy. Because we don't get along with one another. Because we're too busy being jealous and bitter and negative, and we tear each other apart. And that's the one thing we need. We don't need more money. We got it. Y'all be flossing. Every time I go out to eat to these 5-star restaurants, I be seeing us's, them a little bit too, but I sure be seeing a lot of us's eating good. When I go to the Galleria shopping, I ain't the only one there. We be in there. When I'm out and I see y'all stepping and stunting, we got it. We got it. But the only thing that we don't have is each other. We need each other. We the ones tearing each other down. We the ones don't have each other back. And and for most of us, like me, it begins at home. It's your toxic family who always coming with the SHITs. That's who it is. Wait, give it. Somebody say, give thanks. That's right. We don't have each other. And that's the sad part. We are not supporting each other. And I'm going to tell you what it stems from. Because what they say in the Black community, they love little boys and raise little girls. So we have created this culture where we have these extremely strong women and really weak men. Because the women always coddled the men, coddled the boys, and loved on the boy like the husband she never had. Right. And so meanwhile, that beautiful little girl who's growing up and growing into herself, you tell her she could never be an attorney. So she becomes an attorney, not just the lawyer licensed in the great state of Texas, but licensed in the state of Texas and New York. Okay. She becomes the Wall Street lawyer.com on her darkest day, right? When she meets adversity head on because her brother, her best friend, her business partner, who she moved to New York with, calls her on the phone addicted to what? Not cocaine, not pills, no, crystal meth, out there smoking Tina in the streets of New York City, in the streets of Brooklyn. Okay, got me walking around New York City looking for my family member, my brother, like I'm in a New York Jack City movie. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know. But to always then, instead of being there for you, right? Instead of being there for you, what they do is they hate on you. But see, I went to the expert to see how to handle that situation. I went all the way to Dr. Iyanla Van Zant. Y'all know Iyanla Van Zant, the guru. The guru. Let me see if I can pull her picture up here, because I owe this woman my life. My life, I owe this woman. I owe this woman not just my life, but my book. She endorsed my book, slapped her name on the bottom of my book, and wrote me a dope quote on the back. I'm going to get into that. Okay? Turning pain into power. We're going to do the same thing because, I don't know, would Megan Thee Stallion have gotten this deal had she not gotten that beef with Nicki Minaj, which elevated her because she murdered Nicki Minaj with one line? With one line, she murdered that woman, and she came back with, Nicki Minaj came back with a whole song. Nicki Minaj came back with several different tweets. Nicki Minaj came back with a whole bunch, with her whole army, and was failing. So that beef, Megan Thee Stallion turned that beef into power. I'm going to show you how you do that, how you turn pain into power. So I go back to my story. So I go to New York City. I get a picture. Let me start here. I get a picture of my brother jumped by 6 men in Brooklyn, thrown down a flight of stairs. Okay. A week after his brother texts me, his friend, I'll say brother, this is the same guy. Shout out to D. He did my photo shoot when I was in Forbes magazine. He shot that picture. This is the same picture, actually. Shout out to D, who did that photo shoot of me. Sent me pictures of my brother who had got jumped by 6 men in Brooklyn, thrown down a flight of stairs, right? After that happened, I fell down a flight of stairs. As soon as I found out, I fell down a flight of stairs. So after that happened, that's when I got sucked back into the drama. I got to fix my brother. We connected. I got to fix it. I got to fix it. And so I'm connected. We're connected. We're one. We are one. And so Rick Mathis, film producer of the film Black Friday, that's the documentary that he did. He also produced B1, the documentary, along with Dr. Boyce Watkins. With Dr. Boyce Watkins. And so shout out to Rick Mathis. He told me that Dr. Iyanla Vanzant was speaking at Hillside Church in Atlanta. So I get a VIP ticket to Atlanta. I get a VIP ticket to her event, book my flight to Atlanta, type out a letter, type out the pictures of his face, because I say I'm gonna send this letter to show this letter to Dr. Vanzant. When she sees it, I'm gonna go for shock value. She's gonna go, oh my God, I gotta help this girl, and she's gonna get drawn in when she sees it. So I'm crying. So when I get to Atlanta, I get off the airport. I walk out of the airport. I look to my right, and guess who was standing next to me at the airport? Dr. Iyanla Vanzant, standing next to me at the airport. So when I pick my mouth up off the ground, I'll run up to her and say, my name is Mary. I'm the Wall Street lawyer. I came all the way to Atlanta so you could help me fix my brother's life. I'm crying. Fix my brother. Look at the picture. See how his face, Emmett Till. He looked just like Emmett Till. God bless his soul. Help me, help me. And you will not believe the first thing Dr. Vanzant said to me. The first thing she said to me was, why are you crying so much? Why do you care so much? Let me get it right. Why do you care so much? The first question she asked me shocked me. At that moment, I stopped crying. I'm supposed to care, right? This is my cross to bear. Ain't this my burden to bear? Yeah, I don't want to care. I don't want to be connected. I didn't want to fall down a flight of stairs. I didn't want all this drama, and I didn't want to be looking for my brother on the streets of New York like I'm in New Jack City. I didn't want to have to live this hard life. I wanted to come to New York and be somebody and make something of myself. But here I am walking the streets of New York City looking for my brother, losing my brother, driving him to rehab for the first time I drive in New York City. I mean, I got stories. Let me just put it like that. I didn't want that life. And so why do you care so much? That being her first shock, I stopped crying. And then the next thing out of Dr. Iyanla Vanzant's mouth was, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Shock my draws again. Shock my draws. Shock my... the thing. Totally surprised me. Totally surprised me. Totally surprised me. Totally surprised me. I'm pulling up her picture because I wanna let me see. Share screen. I want to share my screen. I want to see my mother. Mother. That's mother. Mother. That's mother. I went to go see mother to save my brother because I am my sister's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. And so I went to go see her. No, I went to go see her, but I didn't expect to run into her at the airport. So as soon as I get out the airplane, I walk, I see her. First thing out of her mouth is, why do you care so much? The next thing she yelled at me at the top of her lungs was, let him go. Let him go. And why? Why did she tell me that? Why? Because you can't do it for him. He's got to hit rock bottom. And if he can't hit rock bottom with you propping him up. So really what you're truly doing is becoming an enabler. You are the reason why he is using drugs. Everything you do for him, let him hit his rock bottom. What looks like rock bottom to you might not be rock bottom to him. But you gotta let him go. You can't do it for him. You can't stop him from, he's gotta want to do it. It's a personal journey. Let him go. But what's really happening is not one person is dying, two lives are dying. Not just him is dying for the drug, you are dying from the drug. You are the one who are neglecting your life and your business. That's not your child. That's not your cross to bear. Let him go. So it still took me 2 years to fully let him go. But I did. Shout out to Iyanla Vetnant. I went to her to fix my brother's life. Little did I know, she fixed mine. She fixed my life. And so when I stopped the tears, because you know I'm something like a businesswoman, right? You know, I did write this book, Dr. Iyanla Vetnant. We're going to sing you this little, but before I get into my blessing, let me just say let me say his blessing, because I see somebody asked, and I want to show somebody, I hope he is healed physically and mentally. So let me get into his blessing before I talk about the blessing that God gave me. But me letting him go, he confirmed to me this past year when we spoke, because of one of my beautiful cousins was dealing with her life and death. So he came in town. My big sister, flew him into Houston so they could have a moment. And that's when he had acknowledged to me that me letting him go is what gave him the power to, or the reason and the inspiration to let it go. He is clean. He is clean. So that was actually the right thing to do. I did the right thing to do. Job well done, Mary. Pat myself on the back, even though your haters and the other people don't want to pat yourself on the back. You got to learn how to pat yourself on the back. Okay? And so, yes, I'm something like a pimp. So I hand her, when I stopped, I wrote this book, blackwallstreet.com, How to Build a Thriving Black Business Using the Laws of the Universe, right? And I talk about a law that I coined myself called the law of adversity, okay? Where the shamans say, and I quote from blackwallstreet.com, this book is for sale at Amazon. It is also on our site at blackwallstreet.com. If you want to join the Black Wall Street Revolution, follow the link in the below. You can join there. So the law of adversity, the law that I'm coining, because I believe that God loves me too much to allow suffering in my life. And so if he's allowing for suffering to come into my experience, and he loves me more than anything, then it has got to be a reason. It has got to be a reason for that experience. And I am committed, and I believe him wholeheartedly. He has never failed me. And so because I am married to that alone, I eat my medicine and I grow strong. The law of adversity. The shamans say that being a medicine man begins by falling into the power of the demons. The one who pulls out of the dark place becomes the medicine man. And the one who stays in it is the sick person. Okay? You can take every psychological illness as an initiation. Even the worst things you fall into are an initiation, for you are in something which belongs to you. Your problems got your name all over them. Your problems. If you think of life like a video game, right? And, I grew up playing some video games. I ain't played video games in a long time because, when a child is a child, he does as a child. When a man becomes a man, he puts away childish things. But as I was a young little girl, I remember, at my grandmother's house in Third Ward playing Super Mario Brothers with my cousin, Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. Playing Super Mario Brothers. And I remember in the game that in order for me to go down into the valley and get that star that made me invincible, right? To get that star that made me invincible, I had to jump over an alligator or two. I had to swing from some branches. I might have got a couple of nicks and bruises. But when I came out, I had this star, right? This star that when I put on me, I became invincible. And anything that touched me from that moment on bounced off of me. And I was able to do things, leaps and bounds. That's the power of perspective. That everything God gives to me is my gift, and I take it all. That is the law of adversity. It's the law that I'm coining. It's because it's the law that I have lived. I would have never became the Wall Street Lawyer.com if my brother was not addicted to crystal meth. That's another story. I don't know if I got time to get into that one. But I surely wouldn't have met Dr. Iyanla Van Zant if I wasn't out there trying to fix my brother's life. And when I wrote my first book, I was able to get my mentor, the woman who books got me through life and law school, to write me a beautiful endorsement on my first book. Look at God. Look at God. And what did she say? You ask me? Let me tell you. And I quote, in law school, I was taught that ignorance of the law is no defense. In life, there are universal laws that operate about which many of us are clueless. In blackwallstreet.com, how to build a thriving Black business using the laws of the universe, Marye Dean Esquire has made a valiant effort to ensure that you are living within the boundaries of the law. Without this information, chances are you are living on the wrong side of the law. Attention, entrepreneurs. This is a must read. So I count it all joy. I count it all joy. I thank you, Lord, for my life. And I remember at one point thinking that my life was so difficult. And why, Lord, why I gotta walk this walk? Why I gotta continue to go through the fire? Don't I deserve some happiness? Don't I deserve some sunshine and rainbows and butterflies in my life? How many of y'all feel like that? With Black women, Valentine's Day is coming. Don't we all deserve love and light? And for our Becky tears to be heard? We all deserve that, a safe space to land. Shout out to my sister who is always giving me a safe space to land. She also bought me these earrings. These earrings from the Brawl. Y'all know these earrings. Drop a B1 in the chat if y'all like my earrings. How do you turn pain into power? You eat that medicine and you become strong. You don't ask, why woe is me. You don't walk around with the woe is me mentality. What you say, Lord, why me, in the sense of, what are you trying to bring to me? What are you trying to get from me? Where are you trying to push me to? And I can remember at one point in my life going, okay, Lord, I got it. Every time you give me a problem, I know what to do with it. I know I mastered. I got it now. I know how to turn garbage into gold. Every time you gave me some garbage, gold, statue, gold, statue, gold, statue. Every time I knew how to do it. Mastered it. But when, Lord, when can I get some of my blessings the easy way? Why do I have to keep going down to the valley for you to bring me the blessing? And what came to me was Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith. Shout out to Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, who's the Black man with the dreads in The Secret. If you have not seen The Secret, I suggest you watch it. It's The Secret. It teaches about the law of attraction, breaks it down, that every thought that you think is creating your reality. Every word you speak is creating power over your life. So as a man thinketh, so is he. So shout out there. But take a breath. If you want to join the Black Wall Street Revolution, join. I dropped a link in the chat below. If you want to join the Black Wall Street Revolution, my first live for Black History Month, and I really do miss y'all. I miss y'all. And if you about that B1 life, shout out to Boyce Watkins, who has blessed me with the opportunity to go live on this platform. So drop that B1. Okay, the non-swirl zone. Hey, non-swirl zone. Dropping that B1 in the chat because he about that life. Okay. How do you turn garbage into gold? And the first way to do that is from having the right perspective. Instead of getting into a woe is me, I begin to always ask, what are you trying to call from me? You get silent so that you can hear, right? You become still so that you can feel, right? And God will direct your path so you can see the light, so you can see what he's trying to beget from you. And so what came to me when I asked the question, Lord, when can I start getting some of my blessings the easy way? What was inspired to me was Dr. Michael Beckwith, a black dude from The Secret. He wrote a book, and he was on the Oprah Winfrey show. I Lord bless me if I ever get that opportunity. But he was on Oprah Winfrey show with his book, and he said life will stop kicking you into gear when you get into gear. Right? You won't need in other words, let me paraphrase now. Let me break it down for my B1 community. In other words, life won't have to knock you about. The waters won't have to get so rough if while the waters are still, you gently get into the flow of that direction. Find your flow. Find your flow. Find your flow. Find where God wants you to go, which in essence is where you truly want to go. So check out, have no fear, release all the things that are holding you back, and be committed to being and becoming everything that you are destined to be and become. And the more that you get in harmony and in line with that, the stiller the waters will be. The energy will smooth out in your life. And so that's what came to me then. How else do you live with adversity? I watched The Wolf of Wall Street the other day, and which throw back to The Wolf of Wall Street. We not wolves. Black folks don't get that opportunity. We don't get to be wolves. The minute you do something, they gonna be on you know what. So we got to be straight and narrow. And shout out to the Black Bulls of Wall Street, who were always straight and narrow. Wall Street loves me so much, but I digress. But he said in The Wolf of Wall Street that, you deal with your problems by becoming rich. That's another way to go. Pour it into something else. Pour it into your life's passion. Let that anger fuel you instead of being prone to fight and prone to war and fight one another. Why you ain't fighting the man? Huh? Why you got all that energy for me, but you ain't got that energy for the man? You ain't got that energy for fighting, a white supremacy. Why you ain't got that same energy for fighting for reparations? Why you ain't got that same energy for fighting for you to do the right thing? Right? Everybody want everybody else to change, but you're not willing to change yourself. Hello? We have got to be willing to do the work. 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 I invite you to do the work. Turn that pain into power. Direct that energy constructively. People are so surprised that I play the drums. Yes, I'm a drummer. Yes, I picked up the drumsticks. And it took me watching Dr. Iyanla Vanzant's show, when she had that show, Iyanla House of Pain, and she let the ladies come in and beat the anger out. That's when I realized that's why I played the drums. I was doing everything constructively to get that angry energy out in a productive manner instead of beating on my beautiful fellow Black man. Y'all want to beat on the people in your freaking families. You would rather beat on your own children than go beat on the man. Go use that energy constructively. Nah, you want to beat on a victim, somebody who is smaller than you. And then when they finally find their voice and stand up to it, you're so shocked, you want to blame somebody else. Take accountability for your own behavior. And the beautiful thing that we've seen in 2024 with Club Shay Shay and all of the skeletons and people closets are coming out, that it is a new day. It is the rise of the Aquarius. And the darkness cannot live here anymore. So shout out to the B1 community. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins on this journey for doing what he got to do for the B1 community. Shout out to all of my beautiful Black sisters out here loving on each other and building our own community. Well, that's my final takeaway. What else do you do when your own community? How do you turn pain into power? You get out there and you build a community of your own. A tribe that you can lift up, a safe space where we can love one another, because we all deserve pure love in our family, in our sisterhood, in our brotherhood, in our church life, in our religious and spiritual worships, in our Black-owned businesses. The reasons why these businesses can't stand up and hold up is because our relationship, the quality of our relationships. People do business with people that they know, love, and trust. My business partner who invested in blackwallstreet.com. I built a community on Wall Street, the Black Bulls of Wall Street, who support and stand behind me. And I said, if they stand behind me, I'm going to be here standing behind you. That is the mission of blackwallstreet.com. You want to follow me? Follow me and The Wall Street Lawyer on Instagram, The Wall Street Lawyer, just ST on X now, formerly known as Twitter. And join the Black Wall Street Revolution, link below. I love y'all and will always do. Bye.